that's what's coming up on this episode of CS38 Racing. So we're going to jump straight into qualifying. I thought that I did record the practice session, but had some glitches with my computer and was unable to record. But we managed to make it through to the top qualifying, so that's a positive result to begin with. We're going to run the soft tyres in the qualifying session. Most of the first session, the first free practice and the second free practice were primarily focusing on trying to get the pace. I felt like we had quite good pace overall, but on the timesheets it wasn't showing. So we had to push quite a bit in the first, we tried to push in the first practice session, but then realised it's better to focus on the race pace. We mainly focused on running a medium front and a soft rear to try and get some idea of what the race pace was. Then in the second practice, we continued with the medium and soft rear. But that didn't result in exactly what we were hoping for, but we feel pretty good with race pace. And then of course, towards the end of that session, we chucked on 2 fresh, super slick soft tyres and made sure that we put in a time attack, and that put us into 4th position, hence what we are doing here in the qualifying session. With that being said, we're looking to at least qualify I'd like to be in the top 6 for this race at Mandalika, because I feel like we could have quite good pace. If we get an okay start from 6th position, I think we could be fighting for the podium. Though the only caveat is that the sprint race is going to be wet, so we do have to factor that in to the equation, because we've been okay in the wet. It's not that we haven't had a good record with the Honda in the wet. It's just that, of course, it increases the likelihood there could be crashes, there could be incidents, and because we've had no wet track time, it also means that we don't have any feeling in the wet. We'll be going in blind with mixed conditions and just looking to survive that race and make sure that we finish in a position where we're not losing too many points to Marquez, because obviously our challenge at the moment is against Marc Marquez, and this round he has been quite strong, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's fighting for podiums as well. So we just look to minimise the damage, because I don't think we have the pace or the agility to really put a fight against the Ducatis at the front and one Aprilia. I think it's Vinales on the Aprilia. So in that case, we're sort of looking to manage our differences compared to those bikes and just put in a really good, solid point scoring round. So as you saw in the intro, there's quite a bit that's going on in this episode. We have a bit of a tangle with Vinales, one of the Aprilias, as well. So make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content so far. I do apologise for this episode being up a week later. There was some technical issues that got in the way of being able to upload the video. But we should be all good and ready to go and to finish off the season before the release of MotoGP 25. So hopefully we can round this season off well, and then we'll jump back to Moto3 in MotoGP 25 and pick up career mode from there. Comment down below what you're most excited for with the new MotoGP 25 game coming out on the 30th of April, and let us know what it is that you're most looking forward to in the game. So we come across the line for our first flyer lap. We did a 1:31.653, but I don't think that's really going to be that quick. We're immediately dropping down the timing tower. Bastianini has a 1:30.851, so we're already close to a second off that, and we're just dropping further and further here back to 12th position. Thankfully we were able to get into the top qualifying from that practice session, and has enabled us the ability to keep fighting for a good position, but we do have to put in the lap time, and I think we're struggling a little bit here. We're getting all crossed up under brakes, but we are putting in a good time. We do have the potential to decrease the gap that we have to Enea Bastianini's time. through the final sector. We're 3 tenths up on our previous time. 4 tenths up. Whoa, massive head shake there, and we're down. We're down. The Honda was not stable into that corner. We kept trying to make it work as best as we could. That's going to lose us crucial time there. Now we're going for another lap. We're looking to put in a really good time. Hopefully we can put ourselves in a good position, but we're running wide. We're going to return to the pit anyway.
Director offering up.
Okay. Got our settings set to the settings that we want to have. Let's go back out on the soft tyres. See if there's anything more we can gain. Heavy on the brakes into turn 1. Whoa, we've got all loose on the rear and it just came around on us. Gonna have to return to the pit. We haven't got much time, so this isn't looking like a very good qualifying session here. Maybe we can latch onto the back of the Aprilias and look to go for a time attack. But the Aprilias have pulled away, so I don't know if we're going to be able to catch onto the back of them. Deep into turn 3. That's another lap cancelled, so that's another lap wasted. Both Aprilias are going into the pits, so we're needing to make the lap on our own here. This lap is not going to be it. We're off our best time, and it's an invalid lap anyway. Let's see if we've got anything more for this lap. Takaki Nakagami is the first Honda rider here at Indonesia. We would want to start from the best position on the grid and push ourselves as the best Honda. Three tenths up in the first sector. Could be promising. Could we put a lap together now? Flinging through turn 8 and into turn 9. Going down this sort of short little mini straight section into the heavy braking for turn 10. Coming in closer to the apex there, trying to run a very consistent line to hold the speed through the corners. across the line. Are we able to get any more? No, we've lost time coming off the final corner there. In that first sector, we're very quick through the first sector. And we just lost time there. We're on the gravel. It's all over the place. It's a really messy lap. I don't think we're going to gain any time here at all. And we're down. The rear came out on us again. It's the second time this session. I don't see us getting any improvement on the time here, unfortunately, which means we're going to be starting from 12th on the grid. Come across the line, we might be able to make it through for one more lap. We've got just enough fuel. Maybe braking into turn one, we're deep, and the rear was going to come around again. That's it. That has ended our chances of being able to challenge for a top 6 starting position, unfortunately. So we're going to have to see if we can have a better start. Oh, Evan's gone down there. Trying to get out of the way of the riders behind us. Okay, let's return to pit. That's all it's going to be for us. I don't see any more advantages coming here at all. 12th spot it is.
Bastianini ends the qualifying session.
As you can see, Marquez is starting 6th, so not too bad, but we do have to recover all those positions to be able to be competitive in the sprint race and the full-length race. Okay, so we're down here for the sprint race, and we are looking to make a good start here. We managed to get off the line. It's not great, but it's not too bad. We're on the inside now. We're looking to make a move on Marc Marquez into the first corner. We're wedging him wide and making our way through to 5th. So that's a really good start there. Okay, we've got the long lap penalty to contend with. We're going to do that now. Get it out of the way. There's been a crash. There's been some drama happen around the sort of mid-pack. It looks like there was an incident between Nakagami and Rins. Oh, we're going around the outside of Pecco Bagnaia, which turns into the inside, which then turns into the outside. Pecco Bagnaia's got that inside line. We're trying to close the line around the outside, but it's going to cause us to run a little bit deep. We're on the white stuff there. We lose a bit of traction. Pecco Bagnaia gets back through. Got a little bit of squirming happening. We're going to skittle Pecco off wide there, but we run wide ourselves, so it's probable that Pecco might come back through. And now we're trying to get onto the back wheel of the top performing KTM man, Brad Binder, here in the wet in Lombok. Now this tricky last turn, we can see that a bike is definitely not stable on the brakes at this section of the track. Ooh, looks like Alex Marquez has got through on Pecco Bagnaia, and he is now looking to take our spot. Lost a bit of time to Brad Binder, but can we make that back in this first sector? We seem to be quite strong in the first sector. We're able to take a different line to the AI. They sort of balk themselves a little bit and get stuck on that inside line. we're able to ride a little bit differently, a little bit smoother, a little bit, I guess, maintaining that corner speed, that mid-corner speed. Okay, we've gained a little bit on Brad Binder here. And we're looking to possibly make a move down into turn 10, but we're a little bit twitchy on the rear. It's okay, we've got a bit more mid-corner pace there. We've had to do a little bit of Binder, a bit of a dive bomb on Binder there. Now we can see Alicia Spargrove's ahead of us in 6th position. So the Honda isn't feeling too bad in the wet, considering we haven't had any, say that as we just run wide, as we haven't had any wet track time. So we're still making this work here. Whoa, that was an incredible move from Binder there. But we're gonna block him out a little bit. Let's see if we can get the power back on to challenge into the final corner. We're not, but we're going to try and make a cut back. He was trying to close the door there. We're trying to force our way through. We've got the slipstream now on the KTM man. Into the first corner. Trying to close the door on Brad Binder there. We're a little bit wider than we would usually like, but we're going to see if we can sit the bike up. So that was a warning between the contact between myself and Binder. So we've got to watch out for that as well. Looks like one of the bikes ran a bit wider there. I think it might have been Alicia Spargrove. So now we're kind of stuck in this middle gap between Binder behind us and Alicia Spargrove ahead of us. But I think we should just be wise and take the points, because we're still 1 point ahead of Marc Marquez, so it's limiting the damage as much as possible, even though Marquez is up in 5th. Very big twitch on the front there, so we had to pull out of that one. We still managed to hold position over Binder. Through this section. Franco Morbidelli currently has the fastest time with 1:39.981. We are in the low to mid 40s. So a little bit off the pace of Franco Morbidelli. Looks like these two have had a really good battle here. I think Alicia Spargrove's maybe got the better of Marc Marquez there, because we've got 2 points ahead of Marc Marquez now, and he is in 6th, we're in 7th. But it is quite a bit of the way up the road now. We come across the line now for 7th place overall in the sprint. So that worked out okay, coming from 12th to 7th, so it was a little bit of an improvement. We were just behind Marquez, and we were doing a little bit of a faster time than him. So, you know, if it was a longer race, maybe we could have caught up. It puts us 6th in the championship. Marquez is still behind us in 7th, but not by much. So let's see if we can keep that momentum going into the race and see what we can do. 6th in the teams championships, 3rd in the constructors. Okay, it's race time. We're going to go with a medium front tire, and we're going to run with a... I'm still feeling like we might need a medium front tire, but I could also see us risking it with the soft. In fact, I think we might go with the soft. Just check that all our settings are okay. We're going to go with the soft. We're going to see if we can make it work. We are off the line. We haven't been great off the line, but it's not the worst either. See, Taka Nakagami on the inside here. Can we maybe make our way through a Nakagami? We have. That puts us ahead of Marc Marquez as well, as he seems to get caught up in a little bit of the battle there. I'm going to crash at first sector again, like in the sprint race. We've had a really good start here, and we're right on the back of Pecco Bagnaia. So if we can maintain this pace and keep ourselves with this top battle, we could be in for a podium position here, which would be a fantastic get. Going to crash in sector 3. Be a lot more cautious on the brakes as the bike twitches around, because we don't want to lose these points. These are valuable points in the championship, considering we are also on the Honda. Okay, it looks like let's go to the helicopter cam. Let's look at this move. There we go. We've managed to squeeze 2 riders, but Pecco is going to get back through into turn 5. Now let's see if we can stick with Pecco, because that could be our shot at the podium. So Pecco is he's a little bit ahead of us, but Franco Morbidelli's not that far behind us either, so we need to sort of either try to attack Pecco for the podium position or try and defend from Morbidelli. I think it's a bit of a combination of both in this case. Deep into turn 16. And then on the power, down the straight, 131.5. It seems to be this first sector that we're really making time on our competitors. Managed to push Pecco out of the way for 3rd, but he's going to get back through. Looking to make a move on the inside, but we've flicked it very wide. Morbidelli is making a move back through as well. I feel like we've got enough pace to get past Morbidelli. We've just got to decide how we're going to do that. We're going to go around the outside of Morbidelli around turn 16. It's an audacious move. And we're managing to secure it into turn 17. On the exit, we've had a big wheel spin there. Whew, that was very lucky. But we managed to stay in front of Morbidelli. Into turn 1, we make a lot of time. And through this upcoming sector, we also make a lot of time. We're just trying to focus on that battle that's happening ahead of us. If they keep engaging and battling and trying to make moves, it could bring us back into this podium battle. Sliding on the rear into the final corner. On deep into turn 1 this time. If we can put any good lap times together here. We can see that we're managing the gap to Morbidelli behind us, as well as trying to stay within touching distance of the battle between Bagnaia and Vinales. But that's proving hard to do. We might just have to settle for this 4th place. Across the line we go with 131.6. It was a pretty slow lap for us there. Oh, it's faster. It's faster. So it's the first time we're back in the 131 since the second lap. You can see this battle. We've closed in this first sector. If we're able to close in on that first sector and not maintain and keep that gap over the following sectors, we're not gaining any ground here. But there we are a lot closer than we have been in the past, but again, we've got to maintain that over the full lap. They're engaging in a really good battle here. Oh, they touch. This is really good because this brings us straight back into this battle. looking to catch onto the tail end of this. As we come into the final lap now, the 1:31.1, so we've improved our lap time. Let's go on board here. Well, Vinales kind of checks up and we were just on our trajectory and we've collided with him there. Vinales ran a little bit wide. I feel like we should get at least a warning for what happened with Vinales there, but we'll just have to see. Vinales is getting away from us here on this last lap. If we finish where we are now, it's 11 points ahead of Marquez in the standings, which is a pretty good walk away from the Mandalika weekend. Looks like we're going to secure a podium here with the Honda in Mandalika. There we go, some good solid points in the championship. Okay, so that puts us third. We did a 1:31.18, so we weren't far off the time of the leaders ahead of us. That puts us sixth in the championship, fifth in the teams championship. And third in the constructors. So not a bad weekend there at all for Honda. I think we made it work quite well. So if you enjoyed this one, guys, give it a big thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the love here at the channel. The more you interact, the more you engage, the better it is for yourself, for me, for everyone involved in CS38 racing. So keep that in mind. Let's see if we can keep this momentum high going into our home round in Australia. Let's see if that's a possibility.